Hello everyone, Short Nature here, back with a brand new video. So if you guys are interested in more Division 2s onto the channel, especially these videos and content, let me know in the comment section down below. Just to get things started before we head into the video, there is no release dates so far for episode 3. I know a lot of you guys are probably looking through videos and trying to figure out when is the release date for this next expansion pass that we have for year 1 pass. There is no dates. I'm sorry to disappoint you. If this is not the video for you, just leave a like button, leave your comments down below what you think about that, and find another video that may have the exact dates for you, but they have made no announcements in their live streams. So that is the disappointing part. But we're going to talk about some backstory from the state of the game. They kind of like give us a backstory about Division 1 and Division 2 heading into episode 3. So Division 1 story and Division 2 story is kind of connected heading into episode 3. So it seemed like they want to give people a backstory of what's going on if you're really interested in that. If you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Remember to hit the notification bell and hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. So let's get started on our today's content. Now, I know some of you guys are pretty disappointed about Division 2 not making no announcements about episode 3's release date, which is kind of disappointing myself. Maybe they should make an announcement a little early so people can head back into Division 2, especially their game that is kind of slowing down. The game is not dead. It's just that nobody's not playing it right now. To get some of those players jump back right into Division 2 who maybe they didn't do the raid or anything like that, to get kind of prepped for episode 3. But of course, they're going to wait a little bit longer before they made any announcements through episode 3. Now, I think a lot of us kind of understand the story about Division 1. I will make sure I will leave the recap of everything they discussed in episode 3 because I don't want to make this video too long, kind of detailing, hey, let's go back to Wonderland and talk about Division 1 story. I think most of us kind of get the jig of it and where everything left off with our rogue friend agent, Aaron Keener. That's our best friend that everybody's been mentioning, everybody's been talking about in Division 1, 2, and heading into episode 3 because we're heading back to Coney Island. Division 2 has a lot of bang to it. Let's just put it in that sense. President Ellis pretty much is a backstabber. Pretty much he's a no good president that we wish that he made Trump look like a godsend, maybe. I don't know. But he kind of pretty much sold his American country to bad people. And he's on the run right now. We left him. The last place we left him was a remote location in Camp White Oak. And we were trying to extract him from that location. But for some reason, Black Tusk, out of nowhere, took the president out of our hands and went right off to the sunset. Now, a lot of you guys are probably, what in the hell does this have to do with episode 3? A lot, because it's kind of interesting to me and weird to me. They're going back to the backstory about Division 1 and talking about the backstory of Division 2 where President Ellis is gone and left. And now that I'm reading through some parts of the recap story from the state of the game, they talked about episode 3. So they talk about in episode 3, agents are informed that Victor Lee has resurfaced in New York City, is now in the hands of Black Tusk on Coney Island, which is weird because Black Tusk left, disappeared, and didn't look back. Basically, this man that they got holding as prisoner is a surviving expert that can give us a antivirals and give us mass production of this product that can like defeat this viral infection that is going on right now. No, not the coronavirus, whatever it's called, that it's going on in China. This is a fictional virus thing. But basically, this guy is the main source. And it seems like President Ellis and Black Tusk and Aaron has some interesting things to the backstory. Like there's a lot of things heading in for episode 3. Now going into further into details, they said that division agents need to go to Coney Island, secure him, and see how he fits into the large plan of Black Tusk. Like why is Black Tusk got this man caged up? What is the purpose of him? And what do they need from this guy? Why? And what President Ellis has anything to do with this situation? So somebody was asking, or they were going further into the live stream, they were talking about, so what's going to happen with the groups? What are the groups that us division agents are going to be faced when we hit Coney Island? So to set for starter, Black Tusks are no longer confined to Washington D.C. It could be active at a national level. So that's pretty interesting to me that Black Tusk is no longer confined to Washington D.C. So what is the remaining groups in Washington D.C.? And I kind of understand. You got True Sons and whatever, the Hyenas, and somebody else as groups. So Black Tusk is no longer confined in Washington, D.C., which is interesting. The Cleaners are returning back for episode 3. They don't have their leader. We defeated their leader in Division 1, but they have recovered and now have a new leader to unite them. So we defeated the other leader that they had in Division 1. And of course, you're going to have somebody, the second rank to kind of take over. The Rikers, meanwhile, have split into smaller groups after the death of one of their leaders too. Finally, the Last Man Battalion continued to have command structure in place. So I don't know, because you know how groups are. Groups don't really, when they see another group kind of taking over their territory, they don't like that. So I don't know how the Last Man Battalion is going to take notice about Black Tusk. I don't know how they're going to feel about that. They might feel some type of way. But the Last Man Battalion kind of reminds me of a little bit of True Sons. Because when you look at the Black Tusk is a little bit more advanced than True Sons and Last Man Battalion because of the weapons and technologies that they have. You got robot dogs, you got big ass drones in the air. You got a lot of stuff that's going on with Black Tusk compared to Last Man Battalion. But I'm thinking to myself, I hope to God that Last Man Battalion and Black Tusk don't come together and make one fell group and try to take over New York, take out the Rikers, the Cleaners, and all that stuff. But of course, that type of stuff is not going to happen because, clans don't like to associate themselves with other clans. So I don't see Last Man Battalion kind of associating themselves with that. But that's kind of interesting that they're no longer part of Washington, D.C., but could be active at a national level. So I don't know how that's going to work compared to people who probably got still. I mean, you probably have to finish episode 1 and 2 in order for you to kind of gain access to Coney Island. So if you're kind of way behind of Division 2, this is the time now to kind of get everything kind of done. But that was pretty much it about the state of the game. They were kind of giving you, backstory and backtracks about Division 1, Division 2, and Episode 3, what you're going to be looking for Episode 3. So Episode 3, Fatali is the main guy that, we need to get out of Coney Island because he knows everything about the antivirals. Black Tusk is no longer confined in Washington, D.C. President Ellis is MIA along with Aaron, but there is a couple of parts in the trailer where people say that they seen a division agent and he has the red circle on his backpack letting you know that's a rogue agent, and people believe that it's Aaron that dropped off our lovely friend to the Black Tusk. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know where the Cleaners have anything to do with this, because we seen some parts in the trailer where the Cleaners are kind of like they're coming back themselves. So I don't know what the Cleaners have anything to do with this type of situation. But, I guess they want to put a little small part for the Cleaners and whatever. But, yeah, that was pretty much it. There was no dates or no announcements or anything further. I will make sure I leave the article for you guys in the description down below if you want to read through what they were talking about in the state of the game, containing episode 1 all the way down to episode 3. I just kind of read through some parts that were pretty important, mainly episode 3, what the story we're going to be looking forward to and what are the changes that we're going to see. Reminder, Black Tusk is no longer confined to Washington, D.C., and the Last Man Battalion continues to basically contain their place. Basically, they're a good stronghold compared to the Rikers. They're just there's nothing left for them. They're just a bunch of prisoners, so there's nothing left for them. The Cleaners, they found a new leader, so they seem like they're going strong. But out of all the groups that we talked about here, it seems like Last Man Battalion and Black Tusk is what we need to be looking forward to in episode 3. So we'll be looking forward for that, hopefully. But hopefully that, they have some updates of the events headed into episode 3, kind of giving us a sneak peek of gameplay, sneak peeks of the new specialized weapon and all that good stuff. And the new exotic weapon, the Chameleon, give a feel of the gameplay and how that weapon and how that specialist is going to work out in episode 3. if you're new to the channel, just let me know in the comment section down below. I'd like to hear what your guys' thoughts. Subscribe, hit the notification bell if you are new, hit the like button if you did enjoy this video and want to see more Division 2 content onto the channel. Division 2 is available on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. There's always big major sales on Ubisoft games, so check out the websites for this latest sales of their latest Ubisoft games. And I will catch you guys in my next post.